What's going on, everybody? It's just another day in the kitchen, back with another episode, and in today's video we're taking an updated look at none other than King Vamp over here, aka Playboi Carti. Now, it was just last night that Carti decided to drop yet another banger on us, this time teaming up with the king of merch himself, aka Travis Scott, or as some of you may know him, LaFlame. Now, it's with the release of this latest song titled BACKR00MS featuring Travis Scott that Carti has now dropped 4 new songs in the last 2 weeks in anticipation for the new album I Am Music. So I think it's time for us to talk about it. And before I go any further, I also want to give a special shout out to the homie Strain Beats, who's been cooking up and curating the beats for all of my videos. Make sure you guys drop a like and give him a follow. And while you're here, you might as well drop a like and subscribe, as well as join our free Discord to stay up to date with the latest and the greatest. And shout out to all my chefs holding it down in there. Now, it's been no secret over the last couple of weeks that we are officially in the middle of an album rollout for Playboi Carti's highly anticipated album I Am Music. And if you've been paying attention at all, you know whenever a new song is about to release, we've got an angry bald British guy yelling at us, and last night was no exception. Check out this Travis Scott post, for example.
New music! Carti! Travis Scott! Dropping! Today!
And sure enough, the bald angry British homie told no lies. It was around 9:30 p.m. Eastern last night that Playboi Carti decided to bless us with the release of his newest single, BACKR00MS. You'll be seeing this video playing throughout the rest of this video to give you an idea of what the actual aesthetic and vibe was of this single. Now, myself being a big Carti fan and a big Travis Scott fan, I thought this would be the perfect video and perfect song to cover. So I was very curious to see how these two rock stars of the modern game would blend their different sounds together. And I know the two have worked together in the past, and we'll take a look at it a little bit later in this video. And in absolutely not shocking news, at the time that I was making this video, BACKR00MS was actually trending #1 on YouTube Music, which I think pretty much shows how hype everyone is for this upcoming I Am Music album. If you've been paying attention to Carti throughout the years, you know his whole aesthetic and persona has been about mystery and intrigue. However, I feel like he's been giving us some clues as to what this new era is going to look like and sound like. And you might be wondering why the heck we're looking at this photo of Future here, but I want you to hear me out now. Because while I was doing my research for this video, I actually came across a ton of comments that were suggesting that this new sound that Carti has for this upcoming album is supposed to reflect the Atlanta trap music sound. And given that Carti is from Atlanta and was growing up during the time when Future was blowing up and reaching his peaks, I wouldn't be surprised if there is some influence here. Now, seeing Carti on the computer in the video got me thinking, and I decided to hop on Reddit and see what everyone's opinion was of the songs. From the Travis Scott side of things in regards to the feature, a lot of people had a lot of good things to say and basically said that Travis carried it. And given the positive feedback, I was a little surprised to see a complete 180 indifference on the Playboi Carti side of things. There was this top post here that was highlighting just what was wrong with the album and mentions a lot of things about the lack of style, the amount of space that's in the songs, and the lack of ad-libs. So if you guys would like to pause it and take a look, I encourage you because they bring up some pretty good points. And as for myself, after having listened to the song a couple of times back now, I do have to agree that Travis definitely carried with his verse. However, that's no shade to Carti, of course, and I'd love to know in the comments what you guys think. Now, it was during Travis's part of the music video that I actually spotted this upside down cross on him, which kinda got me thinking. Because if you've been following Carti at all over the last couple of months, you may or may not know that he actually gifted a very similarly made diamond upside down cross chain to none other than NBA Youngboy. And one thing I want you to take note of from the top of the screen is that this Instagram post is from a jewelry company called Jewelry Unlimited. And it was just a couple of weeks ago that Playboi Carti very randomly posted none other than Youngboy on his Instagram story featured wearing the same diamond upside down chain, which led some people to wonder whether NBA Youngboy would feature on the upcoming album or if they had worked together. So the whole point I'm trying to make is if he had gifted LaFlame here a similar necklace, maybe we'll end up even seeing a collab with NBA Youngboy in the future, which I think would be pretty insane. And while thinking about that potential collaboration out loud, just freaking imagine how crazy Playboi Carti's fanbase and NBA Youngboy's fanbase would go in the comments for a song like that. Now, if you can recall a little bit earlier in the video, I mentioned that the new single BACKR00MS is not the first time that Carti and Travis Scott have cooked up some heat together. And for those of you who are OG Carti fans like myself, the first song that I of course thought of was the song Love Hurts featuring Travis off of Carti's second album Die Lit all the way back in 2018. And I of course need to mention that the two also have several fire unreleased songs that are available on SoundCloud and YouTube as well, with my most favorite probably being the song Green and Purple, which I can link in the description below if you guys would like. Now, Carti being active on his social media is definitely a change, which I'm not mad about, and he even mentioned that if we keep streaming this new single, he'll go ahead and drop more. And with that being said, I honestly think that we're nearing the end of this new I Am Music album rollout. Carti being active on social media is always a sign for the most part that some new music is coming, and usually when rappers end up copying some new jewelry pieces, it's always around the time of a new album to celebrate, and Carti in this case is no different. I wanted to highlight this really dope custom watch that he had made by none other than Jewelry Unlimited, who was featured earlier in the video for creating the upside down cross. And if the designs on this watch piece look familiar, I think it's because they are. They honestly look stylized and influenced by Carti's Narcissist logo, which I haven't seen done before on a watch, and honestly it looks really cool. Now I understand not everyone's into that bling bling like this and into watches, but this one had to be covered. And although Jewelry Unlimited was responsible for creating this new piece for Carti, I immediately thought of Alabaster Industries, who's responsible for some dope Rolex inspired watches like this. And whether this is ironic or not, I actually first saw Alabaster watches in hand on the wrists of rock stars that I've done business with in the past. So I think that crossover between the rock and metal world and the hip hop world continues to happen. And in addition to that sick custom watch piece that we just took a look at, I also wanted to feature some other jewelry that Carti had made for this upcoming album. And guess what? It comes from none other than Jewelry Unlimited. Now, while I was wrapping up the research for this video, I also came across this footage of Carti in a strip club last night with a chainsaw, apparently filming a new music video, so we may be getting that in the future. Now, this new style of Carti is definitely kind of hard to pinpoint, but I do think that he's still keeping up the overall grunge/punk aesthetic that we saw as part of Whole Lotta Red. And to further support my theory, I also wanted to include this unreleased opium merch, which was spotted on a member of Homicide Gang who was a member of Carti's opium label. And although there isn't a whole lot going on when it comes to the merch itself, I feel like it definitely stays in line with the whole minimalistic kind of grunge and punk aesthetic that we've seen since Whole Lotta Red dropped on Christmas Day all the way back in 2020. Now, if you made it this far in the video, I'll of course be covering the merch drops associated with this album if it hopefully drops this upcoming Friday, and I hope you tune in. And given that this latest song BACKR00MS is the 4th new song that Carti has dropped recently, I'd love to know what you guys think about this new direction and style. I think it's interesting to hear this deep voiced Carti, and when I think about what I mentioned earlier in the video with this being more Atlanta trap sounds, I can kind of see the influence. Now, if you made it this far in the video and you'd love to see more Carti related content, I'll go ahead and link this video in the description. And if you think that this upcoming album is a cop or a drop, I'd love to know what your thoughts are in the comments. As always guys, thank you so much for cooking with the kitchen, and remember to stay safe and remember to take care of each other out there. I appreciate all of you that join the Discord and drop comments on these videos, and I'd love to see all of us continue to grow this 2024. And as always, remember, it's lit, straight up, and peace.